Now let's look at a real-life problem modeling with mathematics. So a 3D printer builds up layers of materials to make three-dimensional models. Each deposited layer bonds to the layer below it. A company decides to make small display models of engine components using a 3D printer. So the printer cost $1,000 and the material for each model cost $50. So estimate how many models must be printed for the average cost per model to fall to $90. So let's look at what we know. We know that the printer cost $1,000 and that the material for each model costs $50. We need to set up an equation to show the average cost per model. So average cost, we can let C stand for that, and the number of models would be M. So our equation would be the average cost, C, equals the cost of the printer divided amongst the models, because it's an average, plus that $50 tacked on for each model. And now we want to estimate how many models must be printed for the average cost to fall to $90. So let's go ahead and replace C with 90. And then we've got our cost of the printer divided amongst the models plus that $50. So solving for M, we can subtract 50, multiply by M, so we get 40M equals 1,000. So if we print 25 models, then the average cost will be the $90 per model. That's because the cost of the printer, $1,000, is shared amongst the models, plus you have that $50 per model tacked on at the end. What happens to the average cost as more models are printed? Well, as you can imagine, then the average cost will decrease because that one sum for the printer is shared amongst those models. And then it will approach $50. So as the cost of the printer becomes less and less, as you have more models to share it, but it will never fall below $50 because it says the material for each model costs that. Now look at number 9. What if? How do the answers in this example change when the cost of the 3D printer is $800? So we'll just take our equation and replace the 1,000 with 800 and then solve for our number of models. So subtracting 50 from 90 and then multiplying both sides by M, our number of models, dividing by 40. So it will just be 20 models that will have an average cost of 90 if the printer cost was less, was $800. All right, that concludes our real life example of using irrational and our Concept 38 Part 2 notes.